saying that she's was murdered, and I'm not going to say that she wasn't murdered. I don't know yet because the toxicology report hasn't came back in and the autopsy report haven't came in. So I'm going to leave that to the police and let the police do their work. And when the police release this shit, then I will come in and say what I need to say about it. First of all, what is the police going to gain out of letting a murderer walk free if a murderer killed this young lady? Why would the tape be edited as everybody wants to claim? Now, a lot of our people, I watched a lot of videos on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere else about young ladies showing the video off. Oh, did you see that arm grab her? Well, I'm quite sure that if you saw that arm grab her, if it was really in that video for real, and it wasn't photoshopped or tampered with, the police saw that arm, and everybody else saw that arm. And guess what? They would have been all over that and said this was a murder. Okay, we worry about the wrong things. Now, Kenneka Jenkins is not a small thing. It is a big thing. It is a young lady who lost her life, just went out to go have fun, but lost her life. That is a sad thing. And my heart goes out to her family. Okay, and I pray for her soul and hope God, forgave her for everything that she's done wrong in her past or every sin that she may have committed. So that's all we can do for her. She's gone. She's out of here. But black people, period. When we get on the internet, right, we look for shit that is popping, shit that's hot right now. Okay, this is famous. This is hot. We all over it. We're talking about not just black people, white people, Mexican people, Puerto Rican people, everybody of human nature. It's in, I guess, human nature to do this, right? But now we're going to talk, okay? Now, everybody's in an uproar. Yes. We are all in an uproar about this Kenneka Jenkins situation. But let's talk about Chicago, where this happened at, right? In 2016, 762 murders occurred in Chicago, a 59.4% increase over 2015, and its highest tally since the mid-1990s. In 2016, the city had a rate of 27.9 killings per 100,000 residents. Isn't that a problem as well, Chicago? What about all those people? Why aren't you guys, or should I say social media, why aren't you guys in an uproar that 762 people were murdered in Chicago? But we're just worried about Kenneka Jenkins' murder. Why is that? Is it because these 762 homicides were not, how can I say it? These 762 murders were not all over the internet? They wasn't everywhere, all over, thrown down our throat? Is that what this was? Those 762 murders don't deserve, to be solved or deserve our attention? But we're all worried about Kenneka Jenkins' murder. Okay, now this is a young man sport, young man game. Now the way that you young people are all over this Kenneka Jenkins situation, right? What about everyday murder that's going on in Chicago? What about those murders? Okay, I looked at people I've heard. I didn't look at the video and I didn't see it, but people have brought it to my attention that you had some people in Chicago protesting at a hotel that didn't even have nothing to do with the Kenneka Jenkins situation. Why would you be at another place of business protesting when the situation didn't happen there? Why not go to the actual place where this happened at? Why? That's like me going to, just say, I went over here to the marijuana spot over here, the legal marijuana spot over here on, Harper and Cashew, right? And they sold me a bad batch of marijuana. But I go over here to the 420 marijuana joint over here on Gratiot and Filbert, and I protest them because I got a bad batch of marijuana at another joint. No, you can't do that. Protest where the situation happened at. That's what I'm saying on that. Now, I'm not done. Let's move on to St. Louis. St. Louis people, whose 188 murders amounted to 59.3 homicides per 100,000 people, and preserve that city's status as America's murder capital. Why aren't we in St. Louis pitching a bitch about those 188 murders that occurred down in St. Louis? Why? Why? But we are all detectives on this Kenneka Jenkins situation. Everybody is doing the police investigating for them. That's what they're doing. Okay? Like I say, my heart goes out to that young lady's mother, because that mother is a breast cancer survivor, and she just had breast cancer surgery and beat breast cancer, and now she has to worry about burying her daughter on top of us, people all over the internet, fabricating the story before the story even break through. Do you honestly think that if somebody really killed this young lady, all these people would be walking around free? Every last one of them? No. Not at all. I'm not through. Baltimore placed with a homicide rate of 51.2, followed by my city, Detroit, New Orleans, and Cleveland. Now, all these places where all these fucking homicides are high and have raised up, why aren't we worried about these homicides? Everyday homicides, everyday people. We're not worried about them. We just worry about Kenneka Jenkins right now, right? And you know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news and bring you this shit, right? But I'm going to do it. Okay, look at these rates up here, right? Look at the rates. You see the murder rates on the screen, people. Look at you, Chicago. Look where you are. Look at Chicago's homicide surge in context. You see that, right? Look at it. High. Where homicides rose in 2016. Look at that shit, people. Look at it. But we are not upset with this. We're upset about the Kenneka Jenkins situation. Let me tell you, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. And I hate to say it, right? Next week, something else big is going to blow up over the internet. And guess what's going to happen? Kenneka Jenkins is going to be just a memory. She was hot over the internet with her murder, whatever you guys say, her murder or whatever it is. She's just going to be a memory. Because that's how it is. Something always bigger than what's going on today happens, and you know one thing is forgotten about. Do I hope justice, if there was some type of foul play, I hope the justice the family will get it. I hope the people, if there were people involved, I hope they get what's coming to them. But we have to not just look at Kenneka Jenkins people. And I'm not just going to say people, I'm going to say black folks, people, mainly. We got to worry about what's going on in our communities, period. Let's not just get mad when the police fuck one of our people up. Let's not get mad when the police kill one of us. The way you guys are breaking down and analyzing these videos, why don't y'all take y'all ass back to school and do that book work, get your GED, and do something with yourselves? Because a lot of you people can do great things, but you don't want to do great things. The internet consumes your life. Social media consume your life. When you get on social media and you get the type of attention that you're not used to having, that you never would get outside of social media, that's a that becomes a problem. A serious problem within yourself. Oh, how many likes I can get? How many views I can get? you become obsessed with that shit. And when you hear people talk like that, those are the people right there that you need to stay the fuck away from, because that lets you know they have no life, if that's all they worried about. Now, I'm going to wrap this up with the Kenneka Jenkins situation, because this shit is much more bigger than Kenneka Jenkins. It is. And you guys have to realize that. There is a Kenneka Jenkins situation going on in every state in America. There's a Kenneka Jenkins situation going on outside of America, across overseas every day, but you may not hear about it. Now, my next question to you all you guys, what are you willing to do to change this? What are you willing to do? What are you going to do to go in your communities to say, hey, young people, get an education. Young people, go to school. Young people, get a job. Young people, own your own business. What are you going to do? What are you willing to do? After this Kenneka Jenkins situation is over, there are going to be other Kenneka Jenkins out there that can use your help. I know you see a young lady on your block or your neighborhood walking down the street, hot, fast in the ass, just hot in the ass, half dressed, and looking pitiful. And when I say looking pitiful, just looking just like a fucking whore. What are you doing to talk to that young lady to say, hey, that's not how you're supposed to look. That's not how you're supposed to dress. Let me talk to the young ladies that want to be strippers. When you want to be a stripper, right, you lost everything that you could have had.